You won't like this, but this is how it works. You're watching a TV program and it goes end of part one and the commercials start. Here's the first commercial. Here's the second commercial. Here's the third commercial. Here's the fourth commercial. Here's the fifth commercial. Here's the sixth commercial. Here's the seventh commercial. Now the break's over, and you go back to watching your TV program, and it finishes, and you go to bed. Tomorrow you get up, you go to the supermarket. Which of those commercials is likely to have survived the erosion process? Would it be the second circle or the third circle? Or the penultimate circle, maybe? That's a nice circle. And the people spent a lot of time on the fourth circle. The agency researched that circle, the client worked on the strategy for that circle. The second circle also had a lot of very heavyweight media planning and thinking about it, and a lot of complex strategy on it, and some very nice art direction. They used Bodoni instead of Caslon. Which of the circles do you think you'll remember? That's why 90% of it is the one. We all know. You remember the one that's different. And it wasn't a circle at all, it was a cross. Now, this is what you want to concentrate on, because the difficult part in advertising is the doing, it's selling. The blockage is your client. We can all do it. But where it falls down is trying to get a client to buy it. Rory Sutherland said, creative people have a fear of the obvious, and they must sell their work to people who have a love of the obvious. And most agencies never bother educating their client as to why the obvious is wrong. The client thinks, he's worried about his job. If I do what everybody else in my sector is doing, I won't look stupid. The client doesn't want to stand there. So what the client does is what everybody else is doing. And he will make you do what everybody else is doing. The predatory opportunity here is to educate your clients, which no one else is doing. So you'll get your work for the run. You'll get better work for the run. It's not that you're doing it, all they think you're doing it, you're doing it, you're getting it right. Here's the thing about what I just told you then. It's called Gestalt. If this is the human mind, and here's 19 commercials. Right, 19 commercials. And I add another one. That's my commercial. What share of the mind have I got? 1 out of 20. What share is that? 5%, right? Yeah? Yeah. But if I do that, what we know is the mind doesn't work like that. The mind groups things into patterns. So what I've now got is this group of commercials that looks like this, plus another group that looks like that. Now what share have I got? By doing nothing but be different, I've increased my impact by a tenfold. That's why you notice the X and a load of zeros when I held it up. That's the impact part of what we do.